Let's welcome Cecilia Guo, Head of Marketing at C-Lingo.
Hello everyone, I'm Cecilia. It's great to have you all here. Before we get started, I'd like to ask everyone to look at the screen. Beyond language to bingo words. We'll be thinking a lot about one question. What is the real point of learning a language? For most of us, it's never just about memorizing vocabularies. It's about gaining the power to explore the world and connecting with a whole new universe of possibilities. And that is exactly why we are here today, to officially introduce C-Lingo to all of you. C-Lingo comes to you from NSK. Although NSK is a new name in the industry, it's backed by a team with an average of 12 years of deep expertise. We've led projects reaching 40 million users and 400 institutions worldwide. This decade of hands-on experience is what led us to a simple realization. Learners today don't need more content, they need a better path. So, what does a better path actually look like? To us, it comes down to three core pillars: clarity, confidence, and connection. First, it must provide clarity, knowing exactly where you are and where you are going. Second, it must bring confidence, giving you a constant feedback and small wins along the way. And most importantly, it must lead to connection, turning language into a real tool to explore the world. These three values are more than just a philosophy. They are the very heart of our brand. That's why we call it C-Lingo. The C stands for the entirely new way of learning. C-Lingo is your leading partner. What we are doing here is using AI to completely rethink language learning from the ground up. We are turning it from boring repetition into a whole new experience. So how does the partnership actually work? First, as a pioneer, we are here to see how far AI can take education. Second, as a leader, we want to bring fresh ideas to the industry and help learners see a much bigger world. But deep down, we are a partner. In language learning, especially Chinese learning, whether it's for schools, institutions, or individual learners, we want to be the one who is truly there, supporting you and growing with you every single step of the way. Behind all of this, what keeps us moving forward is our core system, connected learning. At C-Lingo, AI is never just a tool, it's a connector. Its real job is to take those lonely, broken pieces of learning and finally link them together into one powerful system. This connection happens in four simple ways. First, we design the course around the person. It's no longer about users adapting to a fixed textbook. We make sure the learning pace moves perfectly with you. Second, we turn scattered information into real knowledge. With our core logic, we make learning structured and organized. Every single point will find its rightful place in your mind. Third, we break the walls between devices and spaces. No matter where you are, our hardware ensures your learning experiences is smooth and never interrupted. And finally, most importantly, we connect learning to the real world. We want to shorten the distance between learning and using. We turn language skills into real power in your everyday life. To make these connections a reality, C-Lingo is built on 6 core pillars. These systems work together to power the entire connected learning framework. First, our learning design agent, which runs on the AIDO methodology. Second, the structured knowledge system, our knowledge graph OS. Third, the adaptive intelligence agent, the AI-driven learning system. Fourth, our engagement system, which brings in AI-powered GameFi learning. Fifth, the trusted content system, giving you authoritative and digital content. And finally, the real-world learning infrastructure, which is our intelligent learning devices. This is where connected learning actually happens. Ultimately, connected learning is about one thing: making language learning truly happen. This is our vision, to open a new era of language learning, because every language connects you to a bigger world. Here, we give every learner the power to explore the world. We help every educator inspire the next generation of explorers. And together, we are building a global community where language truly connects worlds. That's the big picture. But back to reality, learners are still facing tough challenges every single day. So how exactly does C-Lingo solve these real-world pain points? And what is the real story behind our product logic? To tell you that story, please welcome our head of product, Max.
Let's give a warm welcome to Max Hu, the product manager of C-Lingo.
Hello everyone, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Max, product manager at C-Lingo. During today's launch, I will be covering a few key points. I will start by sharing why we built this product, then walk you through our latest features, and then finally outline our roadmap for the future. So let's begin with our original vision, the reason we set out to create in the first place. We didn't create C-Lingo because we want to build another traditional education company. We created because after many years in language education, we become deeply convinced of one thing. Language learning could be far more effective than it is today. For many years, I work on front lines of language teaching. I've been an HSK examiner and also spent 8 years teaching TOEFL, IELTS, SAT, AP courses, something like that. During that time, I saw the firsthand how people learn languages, where they struggle, why they lose confidence, and why so many eventually gave up. Later, I helped build several language learning products that serve millions of users. That gave me the opportunity to work with a learner from different countries, age group, and learning goals. And when those two experiences, education and technology, finally came together, I realized something much more fundamental. It's not that learners are incapable. It's that the way we learn language today is fundamentally broken. Most language learning today is fragmented. You memorize the vocabulary in one app, watch videos on another platform, practice speaking somewhere else, and prepare for exam in completely separate system. In the end, despite spending countless hours, many learners still struggle to use the language naturally in real life. Learning has become disconnected from real life. And once learning becomes disconnected from life, people gradually lose motivation. Then they lose confidence, lose interest, and eventually stop learning altogether. I never believed the problem is that people aren't trying hard enough. I believe the real problem is this. Language learning has never truly been redesigned for the modern era. That question stayed with me for years. What if language learning were no longer something fragmented and occasional, but something continuous and integrated into daily life? What if learning practice, communication, and the real-world usage could flow together naturally? Those questions ultimately become the starting point of an NSK and the foundation of a C-Lingo. Choose Chinese is our starting point. This is a very intentional decision, not only because it's a global demand for Chinese learning continue to grow, but also become the capabilities developed through learning Chinese can transfer into other languages and into a much broader understanding of a world. So let me share a story with you guys from 5 years ago building Chinese learning app. I personally interviewed nearly 1,000 users while developing overseas social learning platform. The most common feedback is that Chinese is incredibly hard. It's very difficult because it's like learning two systems. You know, you try to learn the pinyin, also the characters, then combine them together. This is pretty hard. Some learner even said, I will just learn the pinyin and skip a character entirely. I can speak and type with just pinyin. You know, we found the Chinese overwhelming. They quit study. Later, as an HSK examiner, I discovered something deeper. Teaching Chinese required profound customization for each learner's native language. Let me take an example. If you're speaking English, you're an English speaker, learning Chinese experiences is like a collision of two complete different thinking systems. If you're a Japanese speaker, you have a better, vocabulary advantages, but many words you feel the same. But finally, you find you struggle with the speaking logic and the sentence structure. And then if you're Arabic speaker, you're gonna face an entire different sets of challenges. When I explain exam rules to candidates, that test takers from different backgrounds, different countries, I realized we must build precise bridge between each language and the Chinese. This is the most important step in Chinese learning. And this insight shaped our mission, make every language switch accurate and meaningful. Language is a medium, it's a bridge. Constant bridging between languages. The more language you learn, the more open your thinking becomes. You see things from multiple angles, your brain becomes more flexible, and you develop more solutions to the problems. That is a bigger purpose behind our product. Chinese is a language that emphasizes meaning over rigid structure. It is highly flexible and deeply contextual. Learning Chinese is not simply about learning a language. It's about developing Chinese language thinking, contextual understanding, phonetic awareness, cross-cultural communication skill. And these abilities do not remain limited to Chinese itself. They naturally transfer into learning other languages, communicating in the real world, and even broader cognitive growth. That is why we always say Chinese is a starting point, not the destination. So at C-Lingo, we don't simply want to build another app or another learning devices. What we truly want to do is redesign the language itself. That is why we begin build this one we called connected learning. This is a continuous learning system that connects learner, content, AI, devices, and real world. You can see, this is a connected learning. In this system, learning no longer happens only during study time. It becomes something that naturally takes place throughout different moments of daily life. AI no longer just a tool, but a genuine learning companion that help you learn and grow. Devices are no longer isolated piece of hardware, but an integrated part of learning journey itself. And the learning is no longer temporary and fragmented. It becomes more continuous, more natural, more immersive, more personalized to each learner's rhythm and constantly evolving. Ladies and gentlemen, this is AIDEO, our self-developed learning methodology. This is a core framework behind our connected learning system. AIDEO represent 5 learning actions: acquisition, interaction, drill, exploration, and output. Together, these 5 actions form a pyramid-based learning structure. Something like this. At the foundation of a pyramid, you guys can see, we have a 2 module, teaching and learning. Let's start by unpacking this first layer. Teaching represents passive learning, receiving knowledge through video, audio, and instruction, especially we create the AI teacher. And the learning represents active learning, acquiring information through reading, tap-to-read interactions, and the vocabulary, or mind map exploration. This is the foundation. The second layer of the pyramid is a practice. We know practice makes perfect. In this stage, learners need extensive and deliberate practice, roadmap exercises, AI speaking scenario practice, and the writing training to transfer passive knowledge into active ability. The third layer, the testing and evaluation. Testing is diagnosis. Identify where learners stand through HSK mock exam and the proficiency assessments. Evaluation is feedback, helping learners understand their weakness through AI-generated learning report and correction and suggestions. And the fourth layer, everybody, is the exploration. This is one of the key directions we'll continue to expand in the future. Through the speaking practice, writing practice, social interaction, and other forms of meaningful output, learners begin to explore the boundary of language in real-world contents. This pyramid, everybody, this structure is not just a static module. It can be treated as a dynamic closed-loop system. That is why we call this closed-loop system. You guys can remember the initial. It's called TLPTE. Okay? You have a assessment. Okay? Evaluation and explore. You can say TLPTE. It's very easy to remember. And in this section ahead, I'm gonna still call them TLPTE. I hope you guys remember. You will gradually dive deeper and break down each component. I will show that later in details. So from this perspective, learners begin with the teaching and the learning, and gradually climb upwards and ultimately reach exploration stage, where you can truly see the real-world language capabilities formed. This is also reflect our brand personality, the explorer. We're not a distance instructor speaking from above. We're curious companion, exploring languages and the world together with the learners. That's why what Cecilia mentioned are 3 core keywords: clarity, confidence, and connection. That are 3 embodiments of our philosophy. Clarity gives learner direction. Confidence gives them learning progress, and the connection gives learning meaning. Today, I'd like to introduce C-Lingo 2.0. What do we have today is a practical, real-world product that's fully deliverable. Not just a concept on a PowerPoint slide, but a system that people can actually use. First of all, I want to talk about the AI power behind this entire system. We have spent 18 years deeply rooted in this education industry. Not just ad game or ad tech. We talk about whole language learning industry. For this 18 years, we have a focus on language learning for different learners. As HSK examiner with 8 years of experiences teaching TOEFL, IELTS, SAT, AP, those kind of prep tests, all of these experiences allow us to accumulate extensive language corpora, deep education expertise, and a profound understanding of examinations. More importantly, we have trained our own AI agent, one that can effectively assist us in curriculum development, question generation, and learning path design. AI-generated assessments is one of the core capabilities of our system. If you look closely, the entire TLPTE loop is also powered by AI behind the scenes. For teaching part, after understanding the HSK framework, AI generates course outline and learning content. Human educators then review and verify to ensure the quality. And in Chinese learning, learners study through AI-generated content here. Let's see the practice. We developed a system called Question Wizard. Now, it evolved into version 4.0. Based on learning content, it can automatically generate multiple exercise type and adaptively create practice questions in different formats. And for testing, AI-generated assessments. Every question in our diagnostic testing system is generated according to HSK standard and each learner's proficiency level. And the feedback drive assessments. And the feedback fuels learning. And with the AI, we're unlocking new possibility for learner-led exploration. That starts with our AI-powered diagnostic report. After every assessment, learners get detailed scoring explanations, targeted area breakdowns, and personalized improvement suggestions, turning raw data into a clear roadmap for growth. One AI loop, end-to-end automation, content, practice, testing, feedback, technology runs all workflow. Human standards runs the quality. With my HSK examiner background baked into the engine, every output isn't just smart, it's truly professional. You guys can see, ready to see it live? Thank you. Thank you, Cecilia. You guys can see, this is a C-Lingo 2.0. I'm gonna do a little demo for yourself. What you are about to watch is actually C-Lingo experiences. I hope you guys stick with me. We're going on a real product journey together. For the first part, the hardware and the system, we launched the world's first AI-powered Chinese learning tablet, powered by C-Lingo and the AI 2.0 system. And currently, we support 9 interface languages. And with more languages planned in the future, we have a Chinese, English, Vietnamese, Indonesian, Japanese, Korean, Thai, Spanish, and French. From the moment user power on a device, and they can choose their native language, making the platform accessible for learners around the world. The more importantly, the core learning features support offline usage. Even without internet access, learner can still do a complete, full learning journey. So this is you guys can see this is offline mode. You guys can see the whole, learning journey here. And this is especially critical for regions with an unstable network environment. And I also built an eye protection mode around the 20-20-20 rules. So that is pretty hard. What is the 20-20-20 rules? Every 20 minutes focus, pause 20 seconds, look 20 feet away. Our core user are, the learners, actually teenagers. Maybe we have a user from 8 to 19. They from elementary school through the high school. Their eyes still developing, and their eye health is as critical as their learning outcome. Thank you, Cecilia. And the second part of the content and standards, we obtained official licensing right for Happy Chinese textbook series published by the People Education Press, one of the most authoritative Chinese learning material available for international learners. At the same time, our entire system aligned with the HSK 3.0 framework, the latest international Chinese proficiency standard, from a vocabulary and a grammar to assessment system, everything is designed to remain fully aligned with official standards. This means every minute learners spend on C-Lingo directly contribute to real-world language ability and exam readiness. And the third part, the AI capability layer. This is the part we're most proud of. AI Tutor is one of our core AI teaching module. It got the two fun modes, free conversation and scenario simulation. In the scenario mode, pick real-life scene you love, self-intro, hobbies, ordering food, travel planning, and ask for directions. And the best part, you set the difficulty level. Easy corresponds to HSK level 1 to 2, intermediate, HSK 3 to 4, advanced, HSK 5 to 6. You can pick your role. Ordering food, you can choose the customer. AI will play the waiter. Or reverse the role entirely. Once the immersive conversation begins, there's a very special interaction design. The hidden display mode. I will show you in the pad. By default, AI reply are hidden. You listen first, and then you tap to review the task. This is intentionally designed to reinforce the listen first and the read later learning habit. Allow the ear to work before eyes. After voice input, AI provides real-time pronunciation scoring. Every message comes with a smart AI toolbar. In the AI toolbar, we have a read aloud, translation, dictionary, smart hints, wondering what a word means. You tap, done. Learner can instantly check word meaning or receive native language to Chinese suggestion at any time. After each conversation, the system generates a personal learning report, including you can see your score, you can see time, turns, corrections, and the next step tips. You learn, you review, you improve, all in one study flow. At the same time, we also provide HSK diagnostic testing. This is the intelligent proficiency evaluation tools. AI dynamically adjusts the question difficulty across about 25 questions covering listening, reading, and vocabulary. After completion, learners gain a clear understanding of their corresponding HSK level and a specific area, and that need to improve. Okay, this one is the fourth part, the learning closed loop system. Now I'm gonna break down a little bit. So you guys remember this one, right? Now I like to go one level deeper and break down the TLPT loop in more details. I think you guys should understand how this learning structure is built. So I think you guys familiar with this pyramid already. So I'm gonna start with the first layer again, but this time we'll go deeper. In the first layer, we can see is teaching and learning. This is the foundation of an entire system. When learner enter a course system from homepage, they see a complete curriculum structure. You can see video lesson, interactive ebook, and a vocabulary card from a foundation input layer. One of the core interactions is tap to read. By tapping any Chinese character or sentence on a page, learner instantly see pinyin. That is the most important part in Chinese learning, right? And the translations, that's your mother tongue. And then audio playback option on the side panel. 3 learning modules are available. Tap to read, repeat reading, and a shadow reading. Shadow reading is important for learning languages. For the second part, that is practice. The system supports 15 professional exercise types automatically generated by Question Wizard. I already said, Question Wizard 4.0. The questions are automatically matched to learning content with instant feedback. The green check mark and the red crosses allow learner to immediately whether their answer are correct. But getting things wrong is a part of learning. That is why we build a mistake review. Every mistake is automatically saved, organized, and turned into the second learning opportunity. Because sometimes the fast way to improve is to learn through your mistake. And this one, you guys can see, is a bonus class, interactive reading unlock after completing 60% of a core learning path. Is a key feature. Listen while reading. Synchronizes the learner's native language, Chinese character, and a pinyin together in real time. Deep Learning Hub unlock after completing 100% of a main learning path and currently support AI tutor conversational training, as well as deeper immersive audio reading experiences. We also build a specialized learning module like Pinyin Master, you guys can see, and a character workshop. The character workshop includes stroke order animations for over 200 commonly used Chinese characters. Learner can practice writing directly inside the traditional Chinese writing grid. And the third layer, the testing and evaluation. HSK diagnostic testing help learner identify their current proficiency level. AI-powered diagnostic report provide detailed weakness analysis and a personalized improvement suggestion. And the fourth layer, explorations, which will become one of your major focus moving forward. Currently, learner can engage in AI-powered speaking practice, simulated social interaction, and a writing-based input training right there, allowing them to explore the boundary of language together with AI in authentic real-world scenarios. And this is where you can really see how AI empower the entire learning pyramid. It generates the content, create exercises, evaluates learning, deliver feedback. Every layer is connected. Every step keeps evolving. That is what makes learning loop truly intelligent. And to further support the exploration layer, we also designed several real-world learning tools, including Pinyin Toolkit and a Camera Toolbox. Our Pinyin Toolkit includes all 21 initial and 39 finals and 4 Mandarin tones. Learners can tap any sound and instantly hear the correction pronunciation, making it easier for beginners to build a strong foundation. We also create a camera tool for real-world learning. With OCR text recognizing, learner can point the camera at a text and the system instantly display the pinyin translation on screen. Perfect for menu, street signs, and everyday environment. We also support the voice translation and the text translation, allowing learners to quickly turn their native language into Chinese and pinyin. So everybody, this is C-Lingo 2.0, a real product, a practical product, and a product we can deliver today. Of course, we're not simply build a tablet. Our goal is to create complete product ecosystem, one where Chinese learning can continuously happen across different moments of an environment in daily life. You guys can see, this is the learning pad, learning tablet. Now, I'd like everybody to close your eyes for one moment, please, and imagine this scene. Imagine a typical day for a learner. So in the morning, during a breakfast, the tablet intelligently pushes vocabulary review, based on your learning habit and the memory pattern. About a 15 minutes a day help you stay ahead of a forgetting curve. And then you go to school, and during class, the tablet becomes your real-time language assistant. Whatever the teacher explains, you can instantly follow along. New vocabulary can be saved with one tab and automatically add into your personal learning path. How about after class? After class, learner enter the AI tutor scenario simulations to practice what you learned at that day. You can order in food, ask for direction, and in the real-world conversation, language learning is no longer limited to textbook. At night, learner can immerse themselves in reading Chinese novel. Once you encounter unfamiliar character, it's very easy. You tap to instantly see the pronunciation and the meaning. And then you're curious about the cultural background, it's okay. The AI explain. They will help you, give you more learning experiences into much broader world. So what is the core value of tablets? It's continuous, structured, and a trackable learning hub, from beginner to advanced, from input to output. Every step has clear pathway, and every piece of a progress becomes visible.
Learning Chinese can be tough. Many thousands of characters, tricky tones, and complex grammar. Traditional methods are fragmented, leaving learners unsure of their progress. Yet, Chinese is becoming an essential language worldwide, opening doors to education and business, and letting you explore the wider world. Learn Chinese smarter, faster, connected. That's C-Lingo AI Chinese Learning Tablet. It makes learning Chinese more effective by connecting content, learners, progress, and real-world contexts. C-Lingo combines methodology, knowledge, AI, gamification, content, and hardware for intelligent, immersive, measurable learning. Teach, learn, practice, test, evaluate, explore, all C-Lingo capabilities work together in a complete learning loop. C-Lingo brings official content into an AI-powered system for personalized, offline, multilingual learning. For a smarter way to learn Chinese, choose C-Lingo AIOS, AI Chinese Learning Tablet.
But we do know one thing. Learning, should not stay limited to task. Very often, learners are reading Chinese book or textbook, encounter unfamiliar words, they want to instantly understand the learning. That is exactly why we created the C-Lingo Chinese Learning ScanPen. This one, the core position is the world's first offline Chinese learning ScanPen. Its core learning flow, fully integrated. We have a 5-part. You can scan, you learn, you practice, you test, you speak. If you scan, you instantly understand Chinese. While reading Chinese book or study material, learner can simply scan unfamiliar characters or phrases to immediately see Chinese character, pinyin, and a definition. And when you learn, not just looking up the meaning, but entering the deeper learning. Learner can tap individual character or phrases to enter expanded learning mode. And for the practice, build in HSK level 1 to 9 vocabulary, official past exam questions, and a mock test, all available for local offline practice. And for the testing, we integrated Happy Chinese textbook audio and a companion exercise, allow learner to carry classroom content with them anywhere. And for the speak, we have offline situational dialogue. And you can do the shadow reading, of course. And then also you can do, if you connect it online, you can do unlock the AI pronunciation evaluation through the AI speaking tutor. This is a real-world usage of a scenario for this ScanPen. Okay? So while you're reading a Chinese novel, learner encounter unfamiliar words, you just click one quick scan. You instantly explain the meaning and it begins the learning process. And you can study the Chinese textbook, not even, you have maybe a class textbook. You can be scanned again at home for review. You combine with a synchronized audio material to enforce learning. Also, you can do the HSK, testing preparation. You can complete whole HSK vocabulary. We have the whole HSK vocabulary databases. We have a real exam questions. They can allow learners to practice anytime, anywhere, even fully offline. So that's everyday learning, okay? So we have audio content from Happy Chinese textbook series, combined with lesson-based quizzes, allow textbook learning to continue beyond the classroom. So what is the core value of this ScanPen? What is the core value? It allows Chinese learning to continue anytime, anywhere, without depending on the internet. I hope you guys remember this one. It's a very good product. It's offline. It's totally offline.
C-Lingo AIOS Chinese Learning ScanPen. More than a scanner, a complete offline system for learning Chinese. With just one scan, learning points appear instantly, and Chinese becomes easier to understand. Supports structured HSK3 learning with vocabulary and mock exams, all in one place. Built-in trusted learning materials, bringing structured content into daily study. Practice real-life dialogues offline and get AI pronunciation feedback when online. Scan, learn, practice, test, speak. Together, these capabilities form one complete learning loop. Even without internet, core learning functions are still available, so learning can continue anytime, anywhere. With multilingual support, learners can start Chinese through familiar languages, making learning easier from the very beginning. C-Lingo AIOS, Chinese Learning ScanPen. Master Chinese in the palm of your hand.
Of course, today, we are still in the process of building this broader ecosystem. At the moment, the tablets and the ScanPen are not yet fully connected, and the ScanPen is currently designed as an offline-first device, while most learning data is still centered on the tablet. But this is exactly where we're heading next. Our future vision is simple. We connect everything. We connect the data. We want you can connected learning. You can continuous learning here. The tablet provides a structured and systematic learning pathway. And the ScanPen create lightweight learning. You have that opportunity throughout everyday life. And in the future, these two study experiences will become fully connected. New vocabulary discovered on the ScanPen will automatically synchronize with the tablet and become part of each learner's personalized study plan. Whether learners are studying deeply at home or learning casually while outside, the learning process never truly stops. That is what we truly mean by connected learning. What we want to build is not an isolated product. What we want to build is a complete learning ecosystem, from tablets to ScanPen, from online to offline, from fragmented learning to structured learning, from zero to hero. We want the Chinese learning to become a natural part of your everyday life. Next, I'd like to talk about how we use data and AI to make learning more personalized, more adaptive, and more intelligent. Data-driven. Okay, we're not just building product, we're building a data-driven learning system. The system continuously understands how each learner learns. For example, how long did you study every day? When do you learn best? Which Chinese word do you remember quickly? And which learning style work best for you? And they're not just numbers. They're a living record of each learner's growth. Every interaction creates learning insights. What content do you explore? Which exercise help you most? Where do mistakes happen repeatedly? In your current learning path, too easy, too difficult, or just right? The more learner interact with the system, the more system understand them, and all of this continuously feed back into our AI system. As a result, vocabulary recommendations become smarter, learning paths become more personalized, assessments become more accurate. The more you learn, the more AI understands you. The more AI understands you, the better the learning outcome you have. That is our vision of AI-driven learning. Not a code algorithm, but a learning companion that truly understands you. So, what is a language knowledge graph? Traditional learning is linear. You learn one word, and then another word, and then another. But real language does not work that day. Language is a network. One word can connect to hundreds of meanings, situations, emotions, and expressions. That is why we build a dynamic language knowledge graph. For example, let me take an example here. Imagine click on the word like, let me take example, study. In Chinese is 学习, when you study, the first word here. And then you have a related to everything, right? You have opposite meaning, you have a common sentence pattern, you got a real world usage scenario, and the one word open the entire world. You can see the culture, you can see the pronunciation, how to say 学习, a scenario, right? 学习计划, right? And the grammar, how to use 学习, 学以致用, okay? Something like that. You know, that's pretty hard to Chinese, but I hope you guys remember this, network, okay? So, because grammar should not feel like a disconnected rule to memorize, okay? And you can feel logical. Learner can clearly see how sentence structure work, how tense change meaning, how word order change expression, how learner do not just memorize grammar, they actually understand it. And based on this knowledge graph, AI can generate completely personalized learning path. If a learner struggles with something, the system automatically reinforces related content. If a learner loves certain topics, the system recommends the more connected learning experiences. If a learner already masters something, the system reduces unnecessary repetition. This changes language learning completely. From linear learning to connected learning, from memorization to understanding, from passive studying to active exploration. Of course, the C-Lingo 2.0 is only the beginning. In the next future, I'd like to share where we're heading and how we see the future of the Chinese language learning. You can involve with us. We're continuously refining the learning experiences around the Happy Chinese textbook series, from interactive tap-to-read ebook, to multilingual video subtitle, to scientifically designed exercise. Every part of experiences is being carefully improved. In the future, we will also create a localized and a secondary content based on these material. So learners from different countries and cultural backgrounds can learn in ways that feel more natural and more relevant to them. At the same time, we're building a deeper integration with the HSK ecosystem. The complete HSK 3.0 vocabulary system, official mock test, diagnostic testing, and AI-powered study recommendation will gradually become part of a platform. So learner will not only study Chinese on C-Lingo, they will also able to prepare directly for the real-world proficiency exam. And here, I especially want to talk about our philosophy of gamification. Many people think gamification is easy. You take education product and add a few more game elements. But our philosophy is completely different. We believe the real question is, why do people stay deeply engaged in games for hundreds of hours, but struggle to stay engaged in learning? Back in 1987, psychologists Malone and Lepper proposed something very important. People learn best when motivation comes from within, not for grades, not for pressure, but because they genuinely want to continue. And they identify 7 powerful motivational drivers behind engagement. So instead of simply add points or badges or leaderboards, we're also asking, how can we rebuild language learning around these deeper human motivations? So today, many gamified learning products only cover a few of them, but we want to build a system that embraces all of 7. What is 7? They identify 7 core learning motivations. You guys can see. The 4 are personal motivations. Challenge, curiosity, control, fantasy. And 3 are social motivations, cooperation, competition, recognition. Think about the games. When someone keeps fighting the same boss again, and that is challenge. And when you keep exploring because you want to know what happened next, that is curiosity. When players shape their own strategy and the choices, that control. And then when a game pulls you into another world completely, that is a fantasy. And it comes the social motivation, working together to achieve something, that is cooperation. Wanting to win and improve yourself, that is the competition. And wanting your progress to be seen, that is recognition. And in a challenge, people stay engaged when they feel the progress and the mastery. So we designed a leveling system, unlockable paths, achievements, and adaptive AI difficult adjustment, keeping learner in constant state of achievement challenges. And the people naturally want to discover what comes next and why we build a cultural exploration, AI-generated scenario, hidden content, and dynamic recommendation that continuously introduce new experiences. And the people become more motivated when they can shape their own journey. Learner can customize learning path, choose a conversation scenario, select AI roles, and explore topic based on your own interest. Real learning happens when learners feel emotionally inside experiences. Our listen first, read later system, immersive dialogue, environmental audio, and AI role play are all designed to create that feeling of entering another world through the languages. Learning should not feel lonely. AI tutor can act as coaches, teammates, guides, or conversational partners, creating collaborative learning experiences instead of a one-way instruction. Healthy competition creates momentum. Through the HSK mock exam, ranking, timed challenges, and the progress comparison, learner can clearly see how far they've come. And finally, people want to feel seen. AI continuously gives personalized feedback, encouragement, grow track, and visible progress milestones, helping learner build confidence over time. So for us, gamification is not about making learning look like a game. It's about designing the learning around the same psychological forces that make a great game so engaging in the first place. We're also preparing the series of major upcoming updates. This is including AI-powered reviewing system based on the Eddinghaus forgetting curve, gamified grammar puzzle, smarter vocabulary review recommendations, and more adaptive learning mechanics. At the same time, we will continue to embrace AI more deeply, not only through AI. We're going to do a lot of things. AI writing correction, AI speaking companion, AI reading guidance, and AI-powered support system. And AI will become a learner, it's always available learning partner. And the system itself will continue evolving. We not have a 2.0. In the future, you're going to see 3.0, 4.0. And from Chinese learning platform to a connected multilingual learning infrastructure. That is the future we're building. And finally, I'd like to return where all this happened. Our team is actually very small, but every member of our team has their own AI agent and AI skill. We use vibe coding. That assists us. The vibe coding assists us develop interactive course. We build an agent to generate exercises, to design the learning pathway. Question Wizard 4.0 can automatically generate a wide variety of practice exercises. Our AI tutor can accompany a learner anytime, anywhere. From the very beginning, we knew that our future would be built together with AI. And that reflects something. We deeply believe such common sense. The future is not about AI replacing people. It's about AI and a human creating together. Inside our company, everyone works alongside AI, iterate alongside AI, and grow alongside AI. And we hope to bring the AI-first way of learning and working to our learner as well. not now, back to the beginning. In my view, the language has never been just about the language. And the language changed the way that people understand the world. It changed how people connect with one another. It creates new opportunity, new perspective, new confidence, and the entire new possibility in life. I believe that behind every language lies a much bigger world. And that is exactly why our brand message is beyond the language to bigger worlds, starting from language and moving forward to a bigger world. You know, Chinese is our starting point, but not it is our destination. It's not the end. But we truly want to do is help more people step into that bigger world. We do not want to be distant instructor, you know, speaking above. We want to be a curious explorer, growing, discovering, moving forward to a broader future, together with you guys, together with all learner of C-Lingo and a user of C-Lingo. What we've seen today is a product ecosystem. We're already capable of delivering from learning tablet to ScanPen, from data-driven learning to knowledge graph, from gamified learning to the AI-powered education. This is a connected learning ecosystem we're building. And what we continue building next is we're going to evolve in the future. That will keep turning this vision into reality. This is what we're building. This is the future we believe in. Beyond the language, to bigger world. I hope you guys, we can pause a little bit. I want you guys restate this word with me, please. Okay, we can try one more time. Beyond language to bigger world. Ready? Okay, I'm gonna count down from 3 to 1. I hope you guys, speak louder with me. 3, 2, 1. Beyond the language to bigger worlds. Okay, again. Beyond the language to bigger worlds. Thank you, everybody. We look forward to moving toward together with all of you. Thank you.